Welcome to Second Listen Saturday on the Parenting Roundabout podcast, where we share some fun moments from a past episode for your weekend listening pleasure. Look for new episodes every Monday through Friday. Some parenting goals? Maybe.
So, right. I saw a post from a page called I Might Be Funny on Facebook, and I actually saw it via another group called Grown and Flown.
Oh, I like that one.
And it had two lists, and it said, I want to raise people who do the following and who don't. So the do's were, I want to raise people who say please and thank you, pick up their dog's poop, use turn signals when driving, cover their mouths when they cough, return their shopping carts, hold doors open, and then the last one is are respectful, compassionate, and kind, which pretty much covers all the previous ones.
Well, sure.
And then the don'ts were people who don't talk in a movie theater, drive slowly in the fast lane, use a speakerphone in public,
Worse.
double dip their chips,
Even worse.
or stand too close to someone in line. So my question to you is, do you agree with these or not? And what would you add or subtract?
Just because I'm perverse this way, I think my thing would be, I would like to raise kids who don't write snippy lists on Facebook to be all judgy.
To judge other people's parenting.
Exactly. But that's just
me. That is an excellent point.
But probably a chance of that.
But I do think some of these, especially the don'ts, like, do not use a speakerphone in public. Come on.
Oh, that's the worst.
Yeah.
Or like on a bus or a train or whatever.
Or just
like
use the phone
anywhere
in
near
general.
me, which I have failed to raise children who do not do that. I have already failed. My kids are in my 20s and my daughter uses her speakerphone and I hate it.
But does she do it when she's like out and about, or is it when?
Well, I don't know. When she's out and about. She does it in the car sometimes, and she does it sometimes at home. I'm not out. I don't know if I've seen her do it when we're out and about because I'm with her, so it's not quite the same as do you do it when you're out with other people.
Right.
But I do not like that. And she gives me a look when I say I do not like it, like, elderly person, get with the times. This is the way we do it now. So that may be.
Maybe. Well, I mean, and then there's the whole, like, checking your phone when you're with other people.
Yeah.
Which I personally am guilty of, even though I don't like it when other people do it.
Yeah, it's hard to get on a high horse about that one.
It really is. Yes.
Sadly.
Yeah.
People certainly do.
Yeah. And, drive slowly in the fast lane. Yes. Do not do that.
Do not do that. Yeah.
But also do not drive fast in the slow lane.
Correct.
Can we make that a corollary? If I get my butt over to the slow lane, you don't get to tailgate me.
No.
Pass me.
Right.
That's the whole point.
Exactly.
Pass me.
Right. Oh, don't eat with your mouth open. For the love of God.
I fear I have failed in that one already, too. Just an amount of smacking going on at my family meals.
It drives me insane. I think there's actually like something called, there's a condition where you actually you can't handle it when other people eat loudly.
There's one about the sound of people eating, yeah.
Yeah. Drives me nuts. Or slurping soup. Oh, or tea or coffee. No. I can't.
Yeah, never come to my house, Nicole. I'll meet you somewhere out of the house and I will put my hand over my face while I eat. We'll meet someplace where we won't consume anything.
You'll go to a movie theater and sit in the dark.
There you go. We'll meet somewhere at night. Outside.
Well, and so talk in a movie theater is on the list. And yesterday, my son and I went to see a musical, a touring Broadway show, for which we paid a fair amount for tickets. And first of all, we did get there we got there just at the very last possible second. So the people who were sitting in our row had to stand up for us to let us in, and they were perturbed. And guess what? If you don't want to do that, then you should buy a seat on the end, because that's life. And I'm sorry, but we were late.
Yeah.
But we were there before it started.
Sure.
And then
that's legit.
And then the person behind us was talking. So we were like surrounded by badly behaved people.
And it's like, were you free to be judgy of the person talking when you were being judged about your lateness?
Our lateness, exactly.
Or did you have a judginess, no judginess pass?
Yeah, I don't know. We were judgy, but people around us were handling it. You know, people around us were turning around and staring. And I think possibly the person who was talking, or people, were older people who may have had hearing impairments. Possibly, because it just didn't seem like they knew that anyone could hear them. So that happens, and that is annoying, but it does happen. Right. And then, you have sympathy for their just inability to realize what they've done. So what other behaviors can we judge people about?
Judginess. So much judginess.
I definitely think, how about return their shopping carts is on this, and also park like a normal human. Like, do not, park crooked or take up 3 spaces, or, park in the handicap spot when you're not disabled. Like, don't do any of those things. It's common courtesy.
Yes. But also I would say, don't feel like you were put on this earth to enforce all the rules on other people. Because sometimes there's stories you don't know. Mm-hmm. I know there are oftentimes people who have said, yes, it's very important for people who are not handicapped not to park in the handicapped space, but don't assume that you know whether somebody is handicapped or not. Right. Just from looking at them, you ableist.
Right.
Thug.
You have no idea.
So, so that's sometimes difficult. So I would like to raise children who obey those rules of basic courtesy, but don't look around for opportunities to judge people for not doing so. Mind your own business and let other people, get their judginess elsewhere. Because I think that, I do think that is a problem. I make jokes about it, but,
Yeah, I mean, there's lots of reasons why people might need to park in that spot.
And right. And, if they are doing it, they will receive their punishment through God or karma. Right. But you do not need to be the agent of that. Mm-hmm. I would like to raise children, and I'm not sure that I have done this because my children are raised, but children who can take advice gracefully. That does not necessarily mean they need to follow it, but they need to know how to appreciate when somebody is trying to do them a solid and, smile and nod and not argue. And, I keep telling my daughter, you can take that piece of information and crumble it up in your head and throw it into an imaginary wastebasket. But you can't be rude. Don't let it affect you if it's not appropriate, and politely say thank you. Right. That's all you need to do. Mm-hmm. So, don't roil over it later. Assess whether it's useful to you or not. If it's useful, use it. If it's not useful, set it on fire. But that's a difficult thing to, that's a difficult skill.
Yeah. Yeah.
To not feel judged and upset when somebody gives you advice. There are some people who are giving you advice rudely, and that's a completely different thing. But when a loved one gives you advice, like, oh, I don't know, say your mother.
For example.
You can just say, yes, Mom, thank you. That's very interesting. I'll keep that in mind. And then go on and do whatever the hell you want to do.
And we had a podcast, this was a while ago, but we had one about like conversation and making conversation and
Yes.
small talk and how to enter and exit a conversation. And I think that's another really, like, number one, important, number two, really hard. Similar to the advice one.
Yes.
Because I definitely, I still have issues with interruptions, like I am talking to someone right now. You can see that and hear that with your very capable eyes and ears. So hold your horses.
Yeah.
Nicole, do you have more? Nicole.
Oh, she must have muted.
Hi.
Oh, there you are.
I had a little,
I would like to raise children who don't just disappear from a conversation without anybody letting them know where they went.
Well, as you know, I'm 3 hours behind, so my daughter just walked in the door and it was, the rundown of the school day, but it was, okay, I've got to go.
Raise children who don't interrupt podcast recordings.
Exactly.
Right.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. Yeah. I think manners are just a huge thing for me. I'm like so big on being polite.
Yeah.
And
I feel like I have children for whom manners are sometimes difficult. And
yeah, I mean,
while I feel it's
certainly
important, there are people who have judged them for that, I think, kind of needlessly. So the ability to extend grace to another person is a nice thing.
Yes.
Although
I mean, obviously within their capabilities, right? Like, I'm not making a blanket statement about that, but within their realm of capacity. But it'd be nice if my kids picked up their clothes when they were,
right.
Yeah.
There wasn't a trail.
How about raising people who put their dirty dishes in the dishwasher and their dirty clothes in the
but now
camper?
wait, do you want them putting their dishes in the dishwasher?
Oh, yes.
Because, like, my husband does not.
I would rather them at least try, and I will fix it if necessary.
So you want kids who will put their stuff in the dishwasher, but not be bugged when mom completely reorganizes it.
Exactly.
Not feel that as a personal affront.
Right.
Because my feeling is,
I would like
you
to
got
have
rules,
kids.
you can put them in the dishwasher, but that's okay. I'm sorry, go ahead, Nicole.
Well, I was just branching off of that. I'd like to have kids who actually cook a meal every once in a while.
Well, I have that.
Nice
I have that. Lena cooks sometimes, and she does her own laundry, and she does a lot of things. So I did okay on that.
Yeah.
Cook a meal for themselves or for you?
Well, for me too.
Nicole gets hungry too.
It's good.
But to your specifications. You don't want anybody making you a salad.
Please.
None. Although I am getting a little bit better. Although, this whole romaine lettuce thing has taken the pressure off. So,
are you feeling a little smug about that, Nicole? Be honest. Where's your lettuce now?
Exactly, all you healthy people. See what you get for being healthy. No, I'm not that
E.
unhealthy.
coli.
I do eat my vegetables. It would be nice if I had kids that did eat some more like variety of food than what they do right now, because they're pretty limited in their palates, in their food choices. Then that would make going out to restaurants a lot easier.
Yeah, for sure.
And also, if they had, for example, parents on their sports team who had to order food for them, it would help if they could just pick something from a rather lengthy list.
So if you're wondering if Catherine has let go of that yet, listeners, no.
Oh, no, because I'm doing it all over again for this.
Right.
I finished with
good.
California, but my job is not over.
Yeah.
Right.
Sorry. Tangent. We can move on.
Let's see. What other things do we feel it's important?
I think it's good. I mean, personally, I like the fact that my kids are aware of other people's, cultures and backgrounds and belief systems. Mm-hmm. And I guess that kind of goes in with respect, but that they, I want kids to be able to know what's going on around them and in other countries, and be more open-minded, maybe. I don't know if that comes from the parents, but yeah, it'd be nice. Yeah, I guess that comes from the experiences that they have at home, but it'd be nice to have kids who are, a little bit more worldly, I guess, within their own, capacity, right?
Yeah.
So,
yeah, always that.
And that doesn't necessarily mean having traveled, because not everybody has those means, but just paying attention to what's going on in the world, which is a lot to ask of a teenager who's very egocentric.
Yes.
But yeah, kids who are just aware of current events and I don't know, who are tolerant of other people's belief systems.
Yeah, well, and tolerant of different abilities in the inclusion sense, and
totally
something I value in the way other people raise their children. Can we move on to that? People raise your children to be nice to people who are different from them, I guess.
Yes.
There in every year of my kids' schooling, there have been kids who were sweet to them, and there have been kids who were not. And raise your kids to be the ones who are sweet, and encourage that and let that flourish. I know sometimes, I remember a conversation that just broke my heart with a very nice mom of a very nice daughter, complaining about how this kid who, sounded like possibly there were some special needs, how this kid was just constantly hanging on her daughter, and that her daughter had been nice to this kid, and this kid now was constantly hanging on her. And I'm like, I appreciate your distress over that. It's your kid. You're defensive of your kid. But my kid was the hanger-on. And I so valued that kid who was tolerant. And, just value that in your children. Don't encourage them to shake it off. It's like, which I know this mom was not doing, and this mom was just feeling for her daughter, and I completely understand that, and I might have been in the same place. But I just so value that. Those kids, those special kids who are willing to be cool with my kids and be friendly to them and include them and, have them over and reach out to them in all sorts of different ways. That is so special, And I don't know if that's the parents or if that's just some kids are cool. I don't know. But thank God for them.
Yeah. Yeah. I think definitely being more inclusive and not being so exclusionary would be a nice request.
So that I don't have to say that the thing that I want to raise my kids to do is to have a hard shell and not be hurt by things. Yeah. Is that sort of where it is otherwise? Right. Fired by those kids who are not nice.
So many things.
Yes.
But I think I'm overall happy with my kids. Are you?
I would say the jury's still out.
I think I'm happy.
Yeah. I think I am. I wish that... as I just said, I wish I didn't have to raise my kids to have a harder shell. Yeah. But I do sort of feel like that may be to not be so easily hurt. And certainly I wasn't raised to not be so easily hurt.
And I feel like that's
and I don't think I did.
It's a temperament thing. I think that's really hard
is.
to
yes,
move the
I have
needle
one
on.
Who I think I have one who is and one who isn't, and it had nothing to do with me in either case.
Right.
So it's partly temperament, it's partly the particular disabilities, and you know, in one case, maybe my son is easily hurt and he just never expresses it to me. Mm-hmm. So, which is a terrifying thought.
Right.
That's worse. Right. You know, it's like, if it's just suffering in silence, I don't want that either. But yeah. But that's hard.
Well, all of this from
like to raise children who do not cause their mother any cause to lay down in the dark. Yeah, not in their power, right. Sadly.
Well, all this from a Facebook post. So there you go.
There you go. Well,